right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Devil's Den, and tonight, the New Jersey Devils lose 6-3 against the San Jose Sharks. So, let's get into this. I believe going into tonight's game, the San Jose Sharks have not won a road game up until this point. And of course, of all the teams that they could have beat to finally win a road game, it just had to be the Devils. So, we have some interesting things to talk about. From Fabian Zetterlund's first game in New Jersey after being traded, Timo Meier's first game after being traded against San Jose. I'm so sorry, I cannot pronounce his name properly. I'm gonna butcher this, I just know it. I'm just gonna say it. Simon Nemec. Simeon Nemec. I don't know how you pronounce his name. His first NHL game ever in the league. Yeah, so those are the three big things. But yeah, San Jose beats Devils 6-3. And I'm going to be honest with you, this is going to sound awful, I know, but this was such an unacceptable loss, okay? San Jose, these are one of those games that you have to win them if you're the Devils. And I'm not saying, that every single time you play San Jose, you're going to win. You're not. But holy crud, the Devils are in such a position right now where they're not even in a wild card spot, and it's December. We're almost halfway through the season, and not halfway through the season. We're a quarter way through the season, and we're not even in a wild card spot. These are games you just have to win. We're playing Vancouver next up. Knowing New Jersey and all of their nonsense, they're going to lose to the Sharks and then, beat the Canucks 6-2 or some nonsense like that. It's going to be weird. We've got Seattle coming up. You need to win that game. You've got Calgary coming up, which is just as bad standings-wise as New Jersey is. I want to see a win there. I don't want to say going to lose against the Canucks, but if they play if they play the Canucks the way they played San Jose tonight, they're going to lose, okay? Now, I understand that we're facing yet even more injuries. Dougie Hamilton is out for as long as whatever. We have no idea when he's coming back. It's probably going to be at least 2 to 3 months before we see Dougie Hamilton. The guy just had surgery to fix himself after getting hurt. Meier came back. He didn't really do anything. Nozick is still out from the cheap shot against Jacob Trouba. I don't know. You bring Nemec up. He gets 2 points tonight in his NHL debut. You score, 4 goals tonight? You can't get the job done? In the third period alone, okay? In the third period alone, New Jersey allowed 3 goals against. In a period where they scored 3 goals themselves. It's unacceptable. You can't keep doing this against teams that you know that you should beat. You know that you can beat New Jersey. And I beat San Jose. And you know what? It wasn't like it was for lack of trying. New Jersey had 40-something shots on net. And San Jose's goalie, Kakkonen, played fantastically tonight. 40-something saves. I don't know, guys. I don't know. They should have won tonight. They should have won tonight. This is a unacceptable loss. And I know that I'm going to hear from people. Any team, any game, any night can win. And while that's true, you're a team that made the second round last year. You need to do better than this. You have to do better than this. Because if you don't, then, like, what was the point of last year then? What was the point? All right, so Nemec gets 2 points tonight. Mercer gets a goal tonight. Hughes gets a goal tonight. I don't know if I can't remember if Holt's got a goal tonight or not. I don't know. Like, it bothers me. It bothers me so much. Because again, and I know that I've said this over and over and over and over again, but it's not as if we're a bad team who you know is going to play badly. They're a good team, which you know is good, that decides to play badly. Now, I don't know. I don't know if it's Lindy's system. So really quickly, let's talk about the defense tonight. Okay? The defense was not good tonight. I don't want to say atrocious, but they sucked tonight. They didn't do well. And I'm sorry to Nemec because he just got into the league. But like, ironically, he might have been the best defenseman tonight. I was tweeting out during the game that I was like, Nemec's first game gets 2 points. He's the most noticeable guy on the ice, and that's not a good thing. Where is everyone else? What are you guys doing? It's San Jose. This game should have been 5 to us. We had a goal called back. I use that loosely. You can't score 3 goals in 1 period and then be like, and then still lose. How? How? I don't know. All I know is this can't keep happening. This can't keep happening. I don't know if it's Lindy's system of defense, which is just not working with these guys. But again, tonight, we saw Lindy's system backfire. Lindy's system says when the puck gets dumped in, you send 2 defenders into the corner to go get the puck. The problem is, and this has happened time and time again, the 2 defensemen pinch off to the corner, and it leaves an opposing player right in front of the net. Now, what's supposed to happen, like with the first goal tonight, is Meyer is supposed to come over and cover the defense, cover for the defense, and cover the guy in front. But what does he do? He just sticks his stick out and goes, yeah, this is fine. I don't know. I don't know if a new coaching system is necessary. Maybe not even a new coach, but just a different way of doing things is necessary. But damn, I don't want to keep harping on about the defense. I don't want to keep harping on. Because, like, it feels like I'm yelling into the void at this point. Like, you yell into the void and then, like, nothing happens. I don't know. I think I'm done screaming about tonight's game. I really am. There's not really much more to say. Defense did not play well because they thought that they were forwards and pinched on almost every single goal. Marino screwed up badly when he loses a puck battle, turns it over, and it's a 2-on-0 the other way. Just didn't play well. Did not play well, plain and simple. I was considering making what I'm about to talk about its own separate video, but I decided not to because I feel like this is a relevant thing that needs to be talked about. I know it's being talked about a lot on social media and all over the NHL, but I think it's important to bring it up because if there's one thing that I hate more than almost anything in the world, it is inconsistency and hypocrisy. And I'm specifically talking about the Department of Player Safety. So, I don't like being the guy which says like really inflammatory things just off the cuff. But the Department of Player Safety is slowly starting to turn into a meme. It's turning into a joke. It really is. They are so inconsistent and illogical in the way they're handing out these penalties against players outside the game. So, for example, Brendan Smith takes his stick, right? Lightsabers a guy's hands. Obviously, that's a penalty. Minimum, that's a penalty. Obviously, in my opinion, that's a suspension. You can't just take your stick and whack a guy in the hands with it. You can't lumberjack a man. But he did. And they got a 2-game suspension. Fine. Fine. I have no problem with Brendan Smith being suspended for lumberjacking a man's hands. The problem that I do have with the Department of Player Safety is that a week ago, you had a guy, you all know who I'm talking about, I don't even have to mention his name, who took a stick and baseballed a man's head with it. You know what his penalty was? Not only was it not a penalty in the game, not only was there no suspension, he was fined $5,000, the maximum under the under a particular section of the Department of Player Safety article or code. Ridiculous. I know a lot of people said he wasn't aiming for his head, he's aiming for his legs. That doesn't make it any better. If you're aiming for a guy's legs and your stick comes up, you're still getting suspended. You can't lumberjack a guy's legs either. These punishments do not make any sense. They don't make any sense. Again, I have no problem with Brendan Smith being suspended, and he rightfully should be suspended because he can't hack at a guy's hands. But you're telling me, you're going to look me in the eye, and you're going to tell me that hitting a man on his head is a way more egregious thing to do than nearly taking a man's head off. Unbelievable. I feel like I'm losing my mind. And you know what? I'm going to say it. To defend the Rangers for a second, oh God, it's happening. There was a play, I think it was either last season or the season before, where the Rangers were playing the Capitals. And Tom Wilson, the dirtiest SOB in the league, jumps Panarin from behind like a coward, takes his head, and basically starts cross-checking it into the ice. He didn't get suspended. I think he had to pay a fine. I don't even know. He didn't get suspended. The way in which the formula, whatever formula they're using to figure out how to suspend or fine or whatever is broken. Take it out and rip it to shreds because it doesn't make any sense. I don't care if you're using a code or a particular article that was drawn up. I don't care because clearly it either doesn't make sense, the formula is broken in some way, or, and to be clear, I don't believe this for a second, or whoever's running this stuff is biased. I don't think that's true. I absolutely condemn that whole point of view where things are rigged and everyone's biased, but it doesn't make any sense. Take a guy's stick, cross-check his head into the ice. No suspension. Slash a man's hands, 2 games. Slash a man's head, no suspension, $5,000 fine. Make it make sense. Make it make sense to Department of Player Safety. Because to me, and to everybody else out there, it doesn't make any sense. None of it does. Yeah. So, I think I'm done here. I had my screaming session. I had my yelling. I had my whatever. Devils sucked tonight. I'll say it. They sucked. You know, you can't lose to San Jose. You just can't. Department of Player Safety. Bunch of buns. But yeah. I don't know if we need the Players Association to come forward to correct this, or if Bettman's going to have to step in and correct this, but something has to be done. Because, again, I understand they're following the article or the code that they've drawn up to decide how to, you know, orient these punishments. It has to be fixed. It has to be fixed. Or if you're not going to fix it, there was an idea a year or two ago that referees should have to face interviews after the game to, like, to justify their either calls or non-calls if people were upset about them. I didn't like that because I felt like we were, like, basically, I mean, I'm not saying it's not hyperbolic, but, like, bringing the referees to the gallows before we hang them type situation. It felt weird to me because, like, I don't want the players or teams or fans to start, like, mauling referees at the end of the game. That felt weird to me. But, like, if the player, if the Department of Player Safety can give some sort of explanation after each of these suspensions to make it make sense to, like, the fans and the viewers and the people who are paying to watch your games, that would be, I think, a lot better and a step in the right direction. A number of years ago, you had Brendan Shanahan, who was running the Department of Player Safety, or at least was a part of that. And every single suspension that he put out, there would be a video posted online to the NHL's page where he broke down why it was a suspension, exactly what rule was broken, and it would be like a 5 to 10 minute video on just that. I feel like if we went back to doing that, then fans could, even if they disagreed, could be like, oh, okay, I see where you're coming from now. But they don't. It's just, do that, we'll give them this, and then we'll sort of wash our hands of it. It doesn't make any sense. But yeah. That's going to be it, because we are running up to almost the 18-minute mark. I didn't mean it for it to be this long. But yeah, I want to sort of get my thoughts on it. I know a lot of people had an issue with it, and I felt like it was something that was, you know, worth talking about, spending some time. Anyways, I'm going to head out. You guys have a good night, and I will see you guys in the next one. Adios.